Alright, Saipan was still undefended, so we have taken it. And I have the 7th Fleet that will be able to land troops at Guam tomorrow, and then it's going to move on to Truk, so we should be able to take all 3 bases back in just a matter of a couple of days. See, just minor setbacks, like the loss of 2 of our biggest bases in the Pacific. Just immediately undone. Through cunning and something. Through knowledge of the game, better than the game knows itself. Ha ha ha. And the Japanese Army Division there is attacking Port Moresby. They have 4 divisions there. This is going less quickly than I thought, but there you go. It's about the result I was expecting. I do have an air raid going into Port Moresby. I don't predict it's going to go very well. Our planes are getting diminished at those 2 air bases, and I replaced some of them, but we don't have enough to replace them all. As we get to the end of the month, it'll be very crucial for us to consider what kind of planes to build. I think that we should really focus on building a lot of attack and bombers, but, you know, just a subtle hint. Just saying. And more land action in China. Joy of joys. And we just took Guam, so our little island hopping operation is going along very, very smoothly. Oh, good. This, meanwhile, is probably not going so smoothly, so I won't watch it and I won't make you watch it. Hooray! Oh no, this is actually really bad because this is the only unit that's in Hanoi. That could be bad. We might want to get a division of Marines that are in, like, Shanghai or something over there. Oh boy. Well, shit. They managed to sneak some troops onto Truk, but unfortunately for them, we have a very well-equipped fleet to deal with that. Won't watch this, but might be a little bit trickier to take Truk. Although, having said that, we did just kill 75 out of their 200 troops. What? Why? They're apparently attacking me at Buna. It's a bad idea, but I'm all for it. Okay, well, anywho, that happened. Whoops-a-daisy? I lost Hanoi? Maybe it's just a minor annoyance. Nobody's laughing? It's kind of a bad thing that happened? Okay, well, you have a point, but I don't care. How about that? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to let that get me down, because Hanoi is important, but it's not a part of our war plans. Here's our war plan. Well, I guess it has to change a little bit now that there's some troops on Truk, but the 7th Fleet is going to have to get reinforced by one of these fleets here to try and end that little conflict down there a little bit more quickly. So we have landed troops on Truk, but we do need to support them with our fleets. So I had these fleets going down south so that I could have them start shelling Port Moresby to possibly take it, and per our orders, head over to Guadalcanal possibly. But that obviously is going to have to slow down a little bit in light of the recent events at Truk, so we'll have to deal with that. We have just a gob of fleets over here by Seattle. Things are pretty much ready to go, but the reason I'm holding off is that I want to try to get the weather on my side. And let's see if it's on my side. No, it's not. I want it to be cloudy, or not cloudy, foggy or rainy in Seattle so that I can go in and start wrecking shit with impunity. But I might have to do it with punity. Alright, so that's how things stand. We'll see how the next few days go. Well, fuck. We're fucked at Truk, because they have landed more troops, or transported them, I guess. That's great. Shit. Meanwhile, I'm bombing them, but this is gonna be quite the tough nut to crack. I have another fleet coming back, but I might bring them all back, because this is going to be difficult. And I might actually lose those Marines I have on the island, so... shit. Well, we'll see what happens. Well, I think they withdrew a division of troops because we just shelled them and they only had half a division left, and last turn at the end of the battle phase, I think they had 1.5. So I think that they chickened out. Good for them. Smart decision. It is now April the 27th? Yes. So let's take a look at Seattle here, because the weather really hasn't been cooperating. And it's like, come on, I live in the Pacific Northwest. I know how this works. It rains in Seattle in April. It should be rainy. Or foggy, at least. Especially because Seattle's on... It's nestled against Puget Sound. Hence, there's a lot of fog. But apparently not in the world of P.T.O. 2, so I'm going to wait maybe another day or two before I launch this attack. I'd like to... You know what? I have to do it tomorrow, probably. Or else I can't do it within Shadow Raptor's requested time limit. I don't think I'll necessarily take it over in that amount of time, but the reason I'm waiting is just because I want to incur as few losses as possible, on us at least, just because we can't afford to replace them. So, that's my plan. Meanwhile, 7th Fleet is really pretty low on goodies, so I'm going to send them... probably to Rabaul at this point to resupply. So we're not going to be able to probably take Port Moresby. But we did recover all of our losses, which is just as good in my book. So, things are going pretty well. But we're kind of in a holding pattern until the weather turns to our favor. Now we're talking. I went ahead and just started ordering fleets to move because I was so excited, apparently, but... you can see that this square here is also foggy, so we can't actually launch an attack from here. So I have my carriers going up north, or I guess northeast here, to launch an attack on Seattle, basically over Vancouver Island. So that should work okay. Meanwhile, I'll have all my other fleets just amble on over. They won't be able to attack, probably. That's definitely not gonna work because they won't have any points by the time they get there, and that's too far anyways. So that's fine though. That actually doesn't have any Marines on it. I could probably land Marines here. Let's see if I can find, is it the 14th? Yep. He can probably get in and attack. Just barely. Is that within his gun range? Oh yes. So he can land, hopefully, both of his divisions of Marines, which is pretty sweet. Alright. Well, we'll launch an air raid this turn, and we'll land troops at Seattle. Oh, that's so funny. I feel like I was just here. Wow. Hi, Seattle. How you doing? Well, this is a pretty easy decision here. We're going to take out their planes. They only have one division. So that's pretty nice. We should be able to take out, hopefully, well, I hope all of their planes, but most of them would be just fine. Just so many that, just enough that we don't have to worry about them bombing us while we're in the process of taking this fine city. So far, oh good. What a relief. Now we've got actual bombers. And they're doing a fine job. Well done. Excellent! Got a lot of fighters. I didn't realize how many fighters I had loaded on this particular fleet. But their strafing runs do a pretty good job. Or their rocketry, or whatever the hell they're doing. Well played, gentlemen. Well, it's going to be a lot of this. Maybe we'll watch it together. We'll keep watching for a little bit. I'll have a sip of my beverage. How about that? Oh, that's good. That is just pure battery acid, folks. What am I thinking? Well, we have... How many planes did we destroy? Oh, I guess we'll find out. Doesn't say. I always forget that. Well, we're attacking them now. So, does this fleet have troops? It does. I won't watch this. I think that this is going to be pretty brief, because we've got that one fleet that does have 4 battleships in it. Managed to land our Marines without any losses. They didn't inflict too many losses, though. This is not a real big fleet that's attacking here, if I recall. This might even be... No, okay, this is an okay-sized one, but I think it's mostly destroyers. Yes, it is indeed. Won't watch this one. And, yeah, not great damage output there. 13th Fleet. Show me your moves. Oh god, this is the one with 2 cruisers. And the reason I can remember that is that guy's face is just so like, oh boy. What did I do this time? And yeah, they didn't inflict any damage. They should have, but they didn't. Maybe I should take over then, because that's kind of pathetic. They should be doing some damage. Oh, this fleet has 2 divisions on it. I can say with authority, yes indeed. This is not one that I'm particularly interested in commanding, though. I want the big... Oh, wait. Ha! The one that I really want to command isn't even going to attack this turn. What a big, stupid idiot. And I don't want to watch this because it's going to be sad. So, hooray! We landed at Seattle. I think that once the 10th Fleet gets in there, we're going to be in pretty good shape. But we got to wade through this bullshit. So, see you on the other side. Well, I didn't get all the planes. They apparently have a few left. And I don't want to just watch and agonize over it. Uh-oh. That's alright. We can deal with that. Especially because we will probably be taking... Uh-oh. See, now that was a mistake. I sent my fleets down to Port Moresby, and I was like, alright, I'm going to start shelling it. And then I realized, you idiot. These are not that powerful of ships, and they're not really going to be able to help. So, fortunately, they did not do a lot of damage to us. There we go. Interesting. Looks like they have escort planes up. This is the big old beefy fleet that should be doing a lot of damage if they can actually get through this screen. They shouldn't have any problem, yeah. Good, okay, so they're still going to bombard Seattle, and this is the one that really needs to. Wondering if I should watch this or not. It's not going to be very exciting for you guys, but I want to make sure that they are actually going to attack the infantry. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. Do it now. And there we go. Okay. Like I say, this is going to be incredibly dull for you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead. Well, we didn't take any damage and didn't quite finish him off, I guess. Oh, darn. We have every other fleet in the world, meanwhile. Oh, and we also have planes. Ha ha ha. Gee, I wonder. This should be it. Alright, come on. Come on. I'm gonna take a preemptive celebratory sip of my iced coffee beverage. Let's get some bombers in there. There you go. Ah. God damn it. Son of a bitch! This should do it. Take another sip. Sweet success. Stop. No. Stop it. We want that. Please don't break it. I guess they have planes on the ground still, so it's unlikely that we'll knock it out of commission, but... Well, we've taken Seattle. Meanwhile, my men insist on just pummeling the airfield, so let's skip ahead. Well, I apparently didn't get all the planes. It's the next turn, and they have a few planes coming out to meet us. I'll be damned. I'm not going to watch this, because I'll just agonize over it, I guess, as I usually do. Hey, alright, that's okay. We can deal with that. Oh, and by the way, I'm trying to shell Port Moresby. I'm not so sure that this is a great idea. But we'll see. I kind of boo-booed down there because I don't have my big battleships there yet. So there's not really much that I can do. These, as you can see, this fleet is not not suitable. So I might actually send them back. They're not really worth it. Fascinating. So they have screened the entrance to Seattle with planes, because they have them apparently still. I wonder if this is the feat. I'm not into feet, despite what you may have heard to the contrary. This fleet is the one that I want to really have wreck shit. So I hope that they can get through this fighter screen here. Yeah, alright, that's good. We can punch right through and probably take the base this turn. I don't know if I should even bother watching. I won't, because we have other fleets attacking anyways, and even if this fleet doesn't finish them off, the other ones will. If I was really being gamey, I would have this one, I would take command of this one. What? You only killed 19? That doesn't even make sense. Those are 4 battleships, dude. Huh. Dude. Well, I'm not gonna watch this either. Much fun as that would be. Yeah, that was not effective. This isn't going to be very effective either, because I think this is mostly destroyers. Fuck. I wanted to take it this turn. Ay, ay, ay. I get the feeling that really when you change the difficulty in this game, you're not so much changing it. You're only changing it from when the game is auto-resolving combat. I don't think you're actually changing it from when you actually take command, because we've been still putting out decent amounts of damage when we attack them, and when I take command, it's weird. I don't understand. So yeah, I think Port Moresby. Let's see how this goes. Grrr. You need to not do that. You need to run away. You need to get the fuck out of there. Because even though individually one of these divisions is not a problem, 4 of them is a problem. So let's just retreat. Because they will actually have a good chance of sinking my destroyers. And I like how the AI just doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. Look at that. Very orderly. Well, we're going to run away here. Alright, so we have another fleet now attacking Seattle. It's this poor bastard's fleet. He's got 2 cruisers. I think he actually could end up finishing this off. Practically speaking, he's just about as well armed as the other fleets. Oh, come on. God damn it. You know what, let's see what this has in it. This is a... Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take command because this is ridiculous. I'm gonna have my cruisers attack and then just tell my destroyers to run away, and this should hopefully be the end of this. Yay! Let our reign of terror commence. Oh, rain, that's a pun. Because it rains there. Yeah, you're gonna probably want to get out of there. It's it's just not a good place. P.T.O. Okay, well, we've taken Seattle. I have to manually tell these guys to run away, which is extremely annoying. But, oh, actually I can tell the whole kit and caboodle to run away. Why would you get that close even? Well, anywho, taking Seattle presents an interesting dilemma because, and it's been alluded to by some of the other commenters, even though we have a route to get to the States now. We have a long way to go to get to Washington, and there are cities in between us and them, and those cities may be well defended, and we only have the 4 Marines available to really do that. Moreover, it probably would be more effective for me to talk about this while we're on the map, so I'm just going to wait for that, so that rather than taking up your time with this thrilling action before your eyes, I can actually give you some illustrations of what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. So, Seattle's here. I'll use the actual mouse cursor. This is Dutch Harbor. Attu is over here somewhere. And then we have a supply route to Sapporo. So we can move troops and supplies this way. Actually, even better. Look at this. Wow. So that's dandy, but if they attack either of these ports, which by the way, I think I have troops on Attu, but if they can just land troops at Dutch Harbor and sever this completely. So that affects our reinforcements. It's just not a good scene. So this is a little bit tenuous. Let's meanwhile look at the route that we have to take to even get to Seattle. Or not to Seattle. We've gotten to there. To Washington. Here we go. Alright, so let's get rid of the weather map here. We basically can advance unimpeded by cities at least, until we get to Montreal here. And from there we have the option of going to Boston and then to New York and then to DC, which to me sounds not smart. What I would think that we would want to do, and again this is just a theory, it's not something that I'm probably going to be able to enact because it is literally the last day of the month. But if we can build Montreal up as an air base, possibly we can start bombing these guys. The problem with that is that it's going to take forever to get our bombers to such a level that they can do that without embarrassing themselves and getting themselves killed. So, I don't know about this, folks. It's going to be tough either way, but that's an idea. The other thing that we could do is just bypass Montreal altogether and go through Oregon, and then, what is this, Reading? Sacramento. Reading is up here. I don't know why I thought that would be Reading. I don't know why. Reading's not like a major city. We can go through here, St. Louis and all this nonsense, and then just attack Chicago directly. The problem with that is that Chicago will certainly be defended. This might be a situation where the use of spies would be recommended for the next admiral, but of course that's not a decision that I have any fundamental control over. But I mean, we have kind of set ourselves on this course, if you will, to attack DC and win the game that way. I don't know how well it's going to work, but just wanted to share that with you. It's the last day of the month. I'm going to probably... Well, I'm going to dock ships at Seattle. I'm going to tell the fleets at Moresby to wave off because, good God, we need to wait until we get some battleships in there before we do anything. But it's the end of the month, so who knows? The next admiral may not want to do anything with Port Moresby. So, we're going to move these fleets away, and next time you see me, probably will be the conference.